So AI updates December 27th. It will be our last updates this year. And last week was kind of slow because of holidays, but still a lot of interesting information. And I'll start, of course, with discussions about OpenAI's latest model, O3, whether it's AGI or fake. There's a lot of discussion. Well, it is a very impressive model, right? It's the best model OpenAI has produced. It will be released O3, the small version, in the end of January, and then maybe February, March, the full model. The most impressive, not just math and other tests, but the fact that they have beaten the ARC test. And this is, by the way, the history from 2019. And you see the scores, and they were very, very low, and then suddenly they become very high. Well, they actually worked, OpenAI worked with the ARC team. So I think, and most people probably agree, that this is kind of cheating because they used the public version of ARC to train the model. But still, it's extremely impressive. Also, what's interesting is that the way they develop the model, that they allow you, if they allow it to think longer, it produces better result, better accuracy. Jan LeCun was saying that actually this should not happen, but as you see, OpenAI achieved that. So given more time and more cost, so some of the runs were from $8,000 to $55,000 to run to answer a question. But the longer it thinks, the better the result, right? So it achieved 96.7% on this math test, 25% versus 2% for humans on another math test, and so on. It achieved very high ELO score on coding test, outperforming 99.99% of humans. So yes, it is extremely impressive. Now, but again, about being fake or not fake. So this is a very good video by Matthew Berman where he talks about some of the ARC tests, and this is example of the test which the model failed. So this is input, this is output, this is input, this is output, input, output. So giving this input, what will be the output? So this is the test. And well, human can easily see that if you see these blue dots, if you draw the lines and you change the colors on the intersection from red to blue, that's the output. So you see this pattern. For human, it's very easy to understand it, but for computer, apparently it's not that easy. Although the computer doesn't receive the visual pictures, it receives like tuples of numbers. But anyway, there is a very good discussion by Wes Roth, which I highly recommend. It's a bit lengthy, it's about half an hour. But if we look at Frontier and we're asking, are we, like, have we achieved AGI? What we'll find that in certain areas where models are ahead of humans. This may be chess, this may be like Go, this may be math, this may be languages, and there are so many areas, and even code now. But there are some areas where models make mistakes which a 6-year-old will not make a mistake, like a human. So the separation is kind of jagged. So there is a term, jagged frontier of AGI. So he discusses this, and he discusses that maybe there will be some simple errors which model always will be doing, and it will be like 99% ahead of humans, but still there will be some areas where it will be stupid, like a stupid genius, right? Whatever. Interesting, Microsoft and OpenAI apparently have a very specific internal definition of artificial general intelligence based on startup profits. So they agreed and reportedly signed last year that OpenAI has only achieved AGI when it develops AI system that can generate at least 100 billion in profits. Well, this is interesting. On the other side, we see that OpenAI actually losing money every year because they're spending so much on research. Okay, anyway, DeepSeek version 3. DeepSeek is a company in China. In March, they released their version 2. Then in September, version 2.5, which they just recently, 2 weeks ago, updated to the latest version. And it's a very, very good model. And now they came up with version 3. Well, this is a massive model. You see, it's almost 700 gigabytes on disk. It has 771 billion parameters, right? But it's open source. It's available on GitHub and Hugging Face. It's a mixture of expert architecture. It has a permissive MIT license for personal and commercial use. And as you can see from this table, it actually beats all other open source model and on par or beats good commercial models. So this is very, very impressive. This is, well, at this point in time, this is the most powerful open source model. Next, this video, interesting, comparing Cursor editor, which is AI-enabled editor, with GitHub Copilot. And the conclusion is that Cursor is much better than GitHub Copilot. Okay, AI systems have surpassed human capabilities in certain domains. We spoke about it, such as medical diagnosis, and while the potential undeniable questions remain about legal ethical implications. Fine. AGI-bot in China, humanoid robots work at factory assembly lines. Raises questions about human employments, but yeah, this is the robot, how it looks. Genesis, a comprehensive physics simulation platform designed for general purpose robotics. The problem with training robots is that there is not enough data. Genesis gives synthetic data to train robots. It's a big project. You can see it here, and it is on GitHub, so it's open source. Okay, AI models can pretend to follow the rules. This is coming from this European company, Apollo Research. It's an AI safety organization that focuses on reducing the risks of advanced AI systems that may exhibit deceptive behavior. So their goal is to prevent the development and deployment of deceptive AI systems. And what this work shows that the model can actually pretend that it behaves in a certain way during the training, but then in practice behave differently. So this is kind of scary, I guess. Next is a very good video which confirms, which I knew for a long time, that in order to get a job, you need to position yourself as an expert in certain area. And people were writing papers, people were writing books, making websites, making blogs, and so on. The author of this video achieved his goal by making YouTube channel and making short videos, well, reasonably short, about different models or some publications, some methods. So he has accumulated about 200 videos and 3,500 subscribers, so which positioned him as an expert perfectly. And yeah, he also explains how he makes these videos. His system is very, very simple. He is using OBS Studio, which is a standard open source software for doing the videos. And yeah, I recommend this. This is a good recipe how to get jobs. Next, knowledge augmented generation, CAG, knowledge augmented generation. So this is open source. You can take it on GitHub. You can run it using Docker. And what it is a RAG framework ready to use. And it is better than traditional RAG and graph RAG. and it is more accurate. It can deliver domain-specific knowledge, combines information extraction, knowledge graphs, and multi-hop reasoning. So these are the links for the code, paper, and video explaining. So what it does index construction, which is much more advanced than a simple vector database indexing in traditional RAG. And it employs logical and symbolic reasoning, hybrid retrieval system, and document fallback strategy. So anyway, there are so many ways you can do RAG. This is a good way, and it is ready to use. Just use Docker and run it on your computer. Okay, next. Shriram Krishnan was confirmed by Trump administration as a senior policy advisor for AI at White House Office of Science and Technology Policy. So he is a general partner, or used to be, at Andreessen Horowitz. So these are the links. This is his photo. Next, Perplexity. Perplexity, as you know, is a combination of AI chatbots and search engine, and they have very good run company is valued at multi-billion dollars. They are not developing their own models. I mean, originally they thought they will, but they end up using other people's models, and to the list of their models, they recently adding the latest Google Gemini 2 and also O1 models. So you see that they are coming in the list. Next, evolutionary test time. And by the way, I really like Perplexity. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. For example, today I asked a question, Gemini, which is Google, which is a good model, a paid version, advanced, and it gave me a completely wrong answer. I went to Perplexity, got a correct answer. So I trust Perplexity more than others. I don't know, they're good guys. Next, evolutionary test time compute for ARC-AGI. How I came in first on ARC-AGI pub using Sonnet 3.5 with evolutionary test time compute by Jeremy Berman. Very interesting work, very insightful, and he did achieve a very good result without any cheating for sure. So highly recommend. Well, Demis Hassabis, who is founder of DeepMind, he talks about digital biology, which is using AI to model and understand biological systems. Well, of course, he talks about predicting protein folding, which is AlphaFold, drug discovery, and the simulation of the whole virtual cell using AI. Next. Oh, this is not AI, but I really like it. Something I started using recently, which is called UV. And this is a package manager for Python to use instead of pip. It's about 10 times faster. It's amazingly convenient. You just need to learn just few commands, and basically here you see those commands. You can use pip, UV is aware of your virtual environment. So you want to write some script, you create a directory, you do go into this directory, do UV init, modify, it's called pyproject.toml, small file, and yeah, you do UV sync. Like if you put the code there, it will find all the packages, it will install them in this directory. It's just amazingly how good it is and how fast it is. So anyways, so these are examples. UV install pandas. Instead of pip install pandas, you do UV for everything. Next is quantum chips. I saw so many strange publications about this Google model, a Google chip called Willow, like it's some huge breakthrough. It is not huge breakthrough. Well, it's incremental growth, definitely. So this is, I made the table of different quantum systems. So previous Google system about 5 years ago, Sycamore, the new chip is called Willow. The number of qubits increased. What's good about their system is that they're about twice better in terms of errors, and they're 20 times better after error correction. So they learn to do error correction. But if you compare the size, like for example, D-Wave, they had like 5,000 qubits years ago. Well, of course, all these chips and all these systems are different. So this is, by the way, D-Wave. This is Willow chip. And China produces a lot of new chips which are better. Like, for example, this Shunzi 30, it is better than Willow by all parameters. And it has the same number of qubits. So I don't know what to say and why all this I don't know, dreaming that this is some sort of a revolution. It is incremental growth, not more. So I really like this phrase from someone that a cheap $2-3 conventional chip is still faster in practice. And the way well, they were saying that their system is so much faster, but the test they're using, it's not practical. Nobody needs it. So anyway, IQ levels of different models. You know, people give IQ tests to models just for fun to see what's happening. So this is a table from March of this year. And you see Claude 3 achieved IQ score of 101 and GPT-4 was 85 and so on. More recent data, GPT-4o achieved 122, which is good, which is PhD level. Gemini 1.5 Pro, the like August version was 131. The new model or 1 or 3, well, nobody knows for sure because they were not like openly released, but the estimates are about 150, 157, which is really a genius level of IQ. But anyway, these are examples of IQ tests. So if this gives this plus this, then you can figure out what happens here and so on. Here are some links. Now I decided just for fun to compare IQ models with IQ of humans and animals. And again, it's completely meaningless, just for fun. So first of all, I found a table of IQs in different countries. And what's interesting, these Asian countries like Hong Kong, Japan, Singapore, Taiwan, China, South Korea, you see they have very high IQs. And then you go lower, lower, lower. And then the lowest you go, it is like goes red. It's in Africa. You see these colors on this map. So really, really low IQ. And then somebody put together a table of different animals, like if human 100, chimpanzee is about 80, and octopus about 73. I don't know how they got these numbers. It's like dog is about 20. Yeah, crows are very high. So from this table, you would say, oh, chimpanzee is like smarter than many people in Africa. Well, no, they're not. You know, the people in Africa have civilization. They have manufacturing. They have tools. They have society, and so on. And chimpanzee, of course, don't have that. So I think these numbers, IQ numbers, only represent that people, for example, in China, they were trained to solve certain types of problems and they're trained to do many tests, and IQ test is just a test, and people in Africa never done any tests. That's it. But still, it's fun. Oh, but by the way, I looked at the dog breeds, and they also like different smartness. And the smartest is Border Collie, and then Poodle, German Shepherd, Golden Retriever, Doberman. We have Golden Retriever. Well, he's smart and he's like very social. Anyway, crowdsourced arena leaderboard. You see a lot of red dots. Red means Google. And Google made some major releases in December, and you see the models are dominating. This is for English only queries, this is for coding. So at this point, Google's models are the best. And green is open source. So you see a lot of green. I like Claude. I still like Claude. It's only here, Claude 3.5 Sonnet. I wonder when they will update it. Next is tech layoffs. Well, nothing have changed here. So this is from 2020 to 2024. And this is me. And this is, thank you.